outside.
All right, we're going for another 10 at least.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Watch your head.
Oh, yeah. Let the light shine.
Yeah.
Right. So you were, okay, back to you. So you got the style, so you wanted to wear the berets, you said.
Yeah, I
right.
want to wear the berets. Yeah, that was the in thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so were you one of a kind around here, or was that like a general going style, all the brothers and sisters? Well, I guess at the Roche
I was kind of one of a kind. I can remember I would I'd be living down 228 Churchill Boulevard. I'd be in the summertime. I'm just young, in my 20s, maybe early 30s, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'd take a walk down the boulevard and go downtown, leave in jeans and a t-shirt, go uptown, buy a suit, walk back, completely different person.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the boulevard and everybody looks, hey, who's that? Who's that black dude? Oh, it's just that crazy Reid.
Right.
Yeah. Nothing unusual for me to change up.
Right. So I'm loving it. I'm feeling the style. So I tell some of these stories, and now I'm going to add on a lot to it from building here. So one of the stories would always be speaking of, it was like Joe Drummond. So what was Joe Drummond's relation to you? How did you come across Joe? What's the genesis story of you and Joe Drummond?
Well, I first knew or met Joe Drummond. I was, I don't know, let me think, 8, 10, somewhere around there. He was a cook at the Boys Industrial Home that I was kind of like kiddie prison that I was kind of taking part of unwillingly.
Right.
And that's my first knowings of him.
So
And then years went by and I was down on the boulevard and I got to know the family, and eventually I married Joe Drummond's daughter, Holly. And
right.
That's my connection to Joe Drummond.
Right. Okay. So, when you were that young and first met Joe Drummond and the name was coming out, were you aware of things he was moving and shaking?
No.
Aware of in the community? No. He was just a brother who was living in the community.
Brother working, doing his job.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I knew of him.
So
I remember he always wore white though when he was in the kitchen.
Right.
He had a long beard, straight back hair, cool.
This builds off good of where we started is, sometimes the great heroes are just the people next door who, when we live with them and we're beside them, it's just everyday life. But when we look at the legacy, it becomes a different image.
Yes.
Salute. All right. Yeah, because finding out about this growing up, about Joe Drummond, Black Panthers, and then there was this thing, Operation Give a Damn. I love the name. I'm like, this is ass classy and ass kicking, Are you aware of Operation Give a Damn?
Not a lot. I know it was a lot of money given away to certain families.
Right.
Other than that, I didn't partake in it.
Right. Government money?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't even realize what it was.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Totally ignorant of it.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of it.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it was a government grant.
Right.
Now that I think back.
Building upon the things we're speaking of in the world today about, how to better use our resources and skills and the peoples in the communities as government money comes in, and how we shuffle it around and how it gets to where it needs to. I guess these are things we're still grappling with in a way. But outside that, okay. So you're coming up, you're young. You were in, you met Joe at a place called
Boys Industrial Home. That was out East St. John.
And that was a precursor to Kingsclear.
Yeah, that was, they went out of business, or they just transferred it to Kingsclear, and they shut it down in St. John. I can't remember what year it was, but that's the year that I got out. Right. And my two other brothers, Stephen and Larry, went to Kingsclear.
Right. Okay, Larry Leslie is the guy with the money throw the money into at the Black Picnic into the water in a little brook so the kids would chase loonies or toonies. Is this a story you're aware of?
No.
Am I right?
I didn't hear this.
I confirm with my wife. Is that Larry?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because my wife talks about the stories as this epic, you were a kid and all you wanted to do is throw money and all the kids go and get money. It was local heroes who at the time are just things that you're doing because you're a funny uncle,
Yeah.
cool guy, or
God,
the guy
yeah,
next door. That it's their
yeah.
legacy stories, right?
Yeah.
Who, when you were coming up, who did you look to local heroes? Was there people around who you would say were like the elders of the community who like looked out? I mean, you mentioned the Roche Sisters in terms of the program. Was there, with Black superstars, something on your mind? Were you looking for those heroes in your community?
I'm trying to think of somebody that really meant a lot in years ago in my upbringing.
Right.
Just trying to think hard.
Right. Yeah.
I guess there are a lot of different people,
Right.
not only one.
Right. Yeah. I guess a lot of the heroes I know from around here are people who I never knew. I just knew through story. Although lucky enough now through growing and being involved and meeting a lot of offspring.
I can remember living on where was it? St. James Street, and Chico lived up there too.
Oh right, okay. Another guy.
Robert
McIntyre, right.
So that's his proper name, but I know him as Chico.
Yeah, right.
And
another one of the legends I've always heard
he
about.
pulled like a submachine gun, chrome.
Right.
It's like, oh my God.
Right.
He ain't playing games.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he was always an elder when I came up because owned McIntyre or his father owned it.
Clarence.
Right.
That was who owned it.
So that's a shining star to me. That's what I'm saying.
Clarence McIntyre. He did well. He did well for himself. I remember I was living down in the South End, and I was over on the corner of Main and up by the church, the big blue church. Yeah. And Clarence come by in his truck, and he said, "What are you doing?" It was on a Sunday, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "Come on, you want to go for a drive? I'll show you where I'm from." So he took me up into Elm Hill.
All right.
And we went in there, these people with dirt floors and just, black people. I couldn't believe it. And he pulled out this, $50 bottle of Italian wine.
All right.
Puts it on the table, yeah. It's like, okay, cool.
All right.
But, just down the road, there's $1 million ranches.
Right.
And just these dirt floor people living like that. So
right.
Couldn't believe it.
Right.
Yeah. And then, so anyway, I ran into Chico after that, and I told him, and he said, "Who drove?" And I said, "Well, he did." He said, "Oh, you took your life in your hands."
Right.
Said, "Oh, really? Thanks for telling me."
Yeah, I'll find out after.
Yeah, but that was amazing, the way the people lived.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you, was a black indigenous connection a reality for you guys coming up? Was it spoken up in the black community, like the mixture of black and native, or how we have this spoken unspoken relationship or blood?
Well, when I grew up in Fredericton, like there was the reserve up there and a lot of natives, so I just kind of hung out with the natives and
right.
Everything was cool,
True that, but
there wasn't any discrimination.
No, very.
Yeah,
brotherhood.
Well, like a brotherhood.
But did black folks speak that they had native blood? Was that a reality?
If I'm not mistaken, my grandmother's mother, maybe,
right,
was native. Is that right? What do you think? I know the McCartys and the Leslies are kind of like intertwined.
Right.
And in that family, there's native.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been finding every time you dig on this, there seems to be this story, is a recurring story that it's not one that was really always talked about.
Train of thought.
Yeah, just one moment here. I'm gonna pause.